Hey everybody, my name is Braynoski.
And I'm Austin Morales, and you're watching The Inner Gamer On.
Today we're going to be talking about the Pokemon Sword and Shield controversy. The game has sold 6 million copies in the first week, but that doesn't mean there isn't a lot of controversial subjects surrounding the National Pokedex, the freaking craziness around the animations, and a lot more. So let's jump into it. First and foremost, Pokemon Sword and Shield. People were hoping that they would do what they've done with all the previous games, which is carry over the National Pokedex, which consists of every single Pokemon that's ever existed in it, and then they add in the regional Pokedex, which is from that particular game. And for whatever reason, they decided it was Sword and Shield would be the first game ever in the history of Pokemon that they would not have the National Dex. All you can have is the regional decks plus a few other like characters from like back in the olden days, like Hitmonchan and all those little guys. So people weren't happy about that because there's over 1,000 Pokemon now in the Pokemon universe and they don't exist in this game. Now you just have like 200, 450-ish something or another, which is still a shit ton of Pokemon. Game Freak has said that basically the reason they didn't do that was because they just don't have the manpower to make it all happen in the time that they have. And I think that's fair. I mean, that's a shit ton of characters to animate for the first ever console release of a Pokemon game. I think that's a lot of work, and I don't think that's the most important thing. I just want to see the new Pokemon. I don't really care if there's like all 1,000 of them to capture because I'm not going to do that. Nobody got time for that. Well, actually, a lot of people have time for
that. You should have time for that.
Yeah. I want all the original 100 Pokemon in here.
See, I do agree with that. Like that would make me happy just because
that would be awesome. Yeah. Why not just delay the game? It's better to wait for a game because it's going to be better than just throw it out there. It kind of seems like they rushed it and didn't care. Why not within the next year or two work on certain groups of Pokemon, release them as DLC with maybe other side story missions, and then over time you get the full Pokedex. It should be easy to just copy and paste, build from that last, architecture to pull that over and just make a new game with new Pokemon on top of what you've already built. Like, is that not possible?
But it said here because it's a new system and a new graphics and stuff like that, they have to completely build them from scratch again.
That's fine.
Would you really?
I mean, that's a lot of time though. Like, what is the fundamental purpose of adding all 1,000 Pokemon to this game continually over and over again?
Because it's about catching them all.
It is.
Oh, yeah,
that is the main
it is
motto of the story.
But you've done that in previous games.
Right.
Why not just carry over that? Like maybe have like iconography of like here's like your library of stuff, but not actually have them playable in the game. Like maybe carry over like your past progression. I mean, if they modeled all these Pokemon, we probably wouldn't see this for another year or two.
I don't think anybody would disagree with that or be upset about that.
Yeah, I agree with you about delaying the game, making sure you get what you're out there. But the DLC part, do you think you'll really pay for a DLC? Like after you played the game for X amount of time, you really think you'll pay for a DLC for extra Pokemon?
I wouldn't.
I think
again,
people would,
hardcore fans would definitely.
Just based on
kids, people who just have a Switch.
I guess so. But I mean, then another thing is that didn't just last year we had Pokemon Go? That came out. And
Let's Go, Pikachu and stuff.
Yeah.
All the OG Pokemon in there, correct?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So they said that was just more of a side hustle.
Every Pokemon game that comes out, they come with 2 versions, which for me is insane. But people buy the 2 versions. You have Pokemon 1 and Pokemon 2. The only difference is there's a few different Pokemon in one versus the other. I think that's psychotic, but people will pay $120 to pay for both of these things.
Yeah, it's their game. It's their game.
So for me, I question Pokemon fans, number one, because that's psychotic. But at the same time, my guess is they're going to do what they always do. They're going to have, this game is out now. Give it a year and a half. They're going to have Pokemon freaking Super Sword and Super Shield that's going to allow you to have all the Pokemon in it probably, or do something that's going to carry over more of that and have a little bit of an upgrade to the story or whatever. Like they have that half step in there, and that's what's going to come out, and that's what's going to make everybody happy. They're probably going to work towards that.
Well, they already said going forward, they will not include all the Pokemon in the rest of the games going forward. It's going to be like this forever.
They say that now.
They say that now, yeah.
Then they're going to come
hopefully
out
the
with
backlash is
announcing
I feel like the backlash is going to get
Pokemon Ultimate,
Good.
which is going to be Super Smash Ultimate. It's going to include all the characters.
Right.
It's just going to be all crazy.
I don't know. I'm pretty much done with Pokemon. Whenever I was younger playing on the Game Boy, it was amazing. It was fun. I really enjoyed it. But just recently playing the Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu, and like you said, Brett, it's kind of crazy that they're still separating out the 2 games. I didn't even think about that till you said that. And
See, I didn't know that was a thing. I only bought
Yeah,
one.
no, it's still a thing, and the main reason why they do that is so you can communicate with your friends and make the trades, do all that jazz. So there's some communication, but people are not going to communicate with each other. Yep. They're going to buy both games and just go that way. But
yeah,
I haven't 100% confirmed this, but I did hear that you do have to have the online subscription in order to trade with people.
What?
Yeah.
That's not good.
Oh, that's great. I think that's how it should be.
So, I mean, if you want to trade online, I understand that for sure. But if you want to trade like locally, what the fuck?
That is stupid.
Now, correct us if we're wrong. Please drop us a line.
So that part we just talked about is called Dexit after Brexit. That's what they've been calling it. It's trending on Twitter and all that stuff. The other controversy they have is the animation, that they didn't update it, even though they came out and said that it's going to have higher quality animations in this game. Their idea to forgo a national dex in favor of improving the visual quality of the game was a lie, is the thought process behind there. There's animations from 64 that look better than the animations from this one now.
Holy
that Pokemon. Oh,
yeah.
Dear
Holy
God.
shit.
Yeah. They said it's kind of a weird comparison. So there's a lot of fans that are saying that the old animation of Flareon in Pokemon Stadium is evidence that the Yamper animation in Sword and Shield is worse than the 64 game. But they were comparing that the entrance for Flareon when released from Pokeball is what looked better than the animation for attack in Sword and Shield. So they're different contexts in that regard. For me, like, I don't really care. I mean, I want to attack and I want to kill the Pokemon, and then that's it. Like,
you
if
don't
they're
kill
better
Pokemon, you
animations,
knock them out.
whatever. I'm
so
basically
brutal.
killing them.
And then they shrink to like atoms and
Yeah.
turn back into the dust that they came from.
Yeah. God, I want another Pokemon Stadium game.
That would be
I
amazing.
would play
That would be sick.
the fudge.
I mean, they basically have Pokken tournament. It's kind of stadium.
No, it's not. Pokken is Tekken Pokemon.
I know.
I don't like
Did
that.
not like that.
And then people are complaining about the length of time to play the game, that it's like 15 hours and they expect it to be longer. But IGN is saying that they took 39 to 45 hours to beat the game.
Oh, wow.
Doing a lot of side quests. But
I
other
guess
people
they
are
suck.
saying that it could be 20 hours. So I don't know. It's a whole thing. But either way, Sword and Shield sold 6 million copies in the first week. So it's the fastest selling Switch game of all time. And therefore it
Dang.
doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It's selling. People
It's
are
selling.
playing
It's
it.
buying.
This is why they're like, screw the Pokedex. Let's just get it out now. We'll make all the
Exactly.
money.
Yeah.
Making money.